This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the President, COO, and Chief Geologist for Fission Uranium, Mr. Ross McElroy. Ross, good chatting with you again. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and good morning to you, Gerardo.
Listen, you just had a press release announcing assay results from 3 dual-purpose holes that you drilled during the winter 2019 program at PLS. All 3, of course, returned substantial high-grade intervals that weren't accounted for before, and a couple of them were outside of the actual resource. So I wanted to talk about those. You have some pretty good numbers, 41 meters of total composite uranium mineralization, including 5 meters at 22.88% U3O8 and 38 meters at 3.52 U3O8. Impressive as always. The summer has been tough to the uranium sector. Fission has been no exception, but of course you continue to advance the project by adding not just uranium, but a little bit of gold, it seems like, as well. Can we talk about the release?
Yeah, we sure can, and you're right. We I think we've had really strong numbers from our winter drill program. Remember, when we drilled those holes, they were primarily for geotechnical reasons, but we also took advantage of the fact that we were drilling in an area that we knew was probably mineralized, but didn't have a great handle on, and certainly outside of the high grade domain. So on the 780 zone. So all 3 of those holes hit the high grade zone. And so we know that we should be able to grow the resource in those areas. Excuse me. But I think what was also quite surprising, we know we've had gold in the system all the way along. That's not a huge gold deposit, but we have outlined over around 65,000 ounces of gold. But what we saw in 2 of these holes were particularly anomalous gold assays. We saw individual peaks up to 20 over 23 grams per ton. So really healthy gold numbers to go along with high grade uranium. So all in all, I think we accomplished quite a bit with these holes.
What can shareholders expect in the coming months? Of course, we're hoping to get to September, past the summer doldrums, and hopefully we get into an environment where in October we hope. Let me backtrack. We hope that we could get some clarity from the Section 232 recommendations. That can was kicked down the road to October now. Obviously, we're hoping we get some clarity there, that utilities step back in, and of course, with Cameco's recent earnings, we shouldn't underestimate the ability for them to come into the spot market and drive prices up. What can we expect from Fission specifically?
Well, from Fission specifically, we are advancing our underground only pre-feasibility study. So I'd say towards the end of this month, early September, we should be in a position to finalize that and get news out to the market. At least that's what we're expecting. We saw that when we did the report back in April of this year, that the underground was looking like maybe a more positive numbers even compared to the open pit. Both extremely low operating costs, and I think that that's key no matter what. But we can shave some significant capital off with this underground only. So that study should be out within the next few weeks. So that for us is a big milestone. Hopefully that'll work in with a bigger picture and increase clarity in the overall uranium sectors you were referring to, with hopefully the finalization of whatever's going on with Section 232 in October this year.
Excellent. Ross, hopefully I'm able to have you back on in a couple of weeks to go over those numbers and see exactly what that looks like. Thank you so much again for your time. I appreciate it.
Great, Charles. Great talking to you. And I would certainly look forward to updating the listeners once our pre-feasibility study is out for the underground only option.
Fantastic. Chat then.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.